everybody. It's still the 29th of December 2013, and I've decided to do part 7 of my HMRC Whistleblowers blog. Earlier today I did part 6, in between writing my latest Inspector McGowan short murder mystery, what I'm going to call the Ormskirk bargain hunt murder. As I said in my earlier blog, part 6, HMRC have decided that in order to secure conviction, they're going to charge me with all 6 complaints at the same time, which is most unfair to me, because it means that in the minds of the investigators, if they can't find me guilty of one thing, then there's another complaint coming afterwards and another complaint in the investigation, and the more complaints people throw at you, the more likely it is they're going to secure conviction, no matter how untrue those complaints are. Anyway, like I said, that's unfair. It's still August. The case is now up. We're now talking about events in August 2004. So after being notified that the complaints are going to all be charged at the same time, I've contacted my union representative, Sue Downey, who I have to say strikes me as being pretty useless. I always have to contact Sue if I want to know anything. Sue doesn't contact me. That doesn't fill me with confidence. A union rep should always contact you to let you know what's happening and what they're doing. That way, the person representing me in this case can feel confident that they're actually pursuing the case on my behalf, and B, it gives you a bit of an uplift knowing somebody's out there working on your behalf. With Sue Downey, however, I've always got to contact her. She does not contact me. I have to contact her first. But I am doubtful about the PCS representative for another reason. Sue actually works for HMRC. HMRC are the people who have said are charging me. So who is Sue's loyalty to? Is it to me, because she's my union rep, or is it to her employer, who pays her wages and can determine her promotion? Like I say, I've got very strong doubts about who she's actually working on behalf of. I have contacted the PCS nationally and asked if they could have somebody from outside HMRC. They've said they'll look into it, but like Sue, I've always got to contact them. They never contact me. And I'm not entirely satisfied with the performance of the PCS. And this just raised another question about whistleblowing in an organisation like HMRC. If you are being charged with any offence, the only people you can have to represent you in an internal hearing are either somebody within the company, somebody within HMRC, whose loyalty you can never be certain on, because they are paid by HMRC, so are they going to represent you or them? Or a union representative. But if the union representative works for HMRC, then you've got the same problem. Another problem you've got is, how competent are HMRC PCS representatives to provide representation anyway? What you need in the disciplinary hearing is not only somebody who's going to represent you and not the people who are charging you, but somebody who is qualified in employment law and like a solicitor. Because the whole purpose of representing you is to represent your case and see you are treated fairly and legally. And if the person representing you is not qualified legally, then how can they represent you to the best of ability under the law? Like I say, it's a big problem. What I would like is for people when they are charged with an offence to either have somebody outside, like a friend who can come in and see you treated fairly, or even better, have a solicitor from outside represent you. Because let's face it, these are very serious charges HMRC are throwing at me, and if they weren't using the internal procedures and charging me externally, I would be entitled to a lawyer. Well, I'm not entitled to a lawyer now. I have to rely on, like I say, either somebody inside the company whose competence and loyalty you would always question because they're paid by HMRC, or somebody like Sue Downey, who you're not sure if she's representing you as a PCS rep or pretending to represent you, but really doing everything they can to help HMRC. Like I say, the representation Sue Downey has given me is poor. Um, but what can I do? I have to go on the rep whoever PCS sends me to set me here. The only alternative is I get somebody from HMRC to represent, or I ask somebody, but then I've got the same problem. I'm not certain on their loyalty. Or we're going on my own. Now, if they're going on my own, how does that look to HMRC? They'll say, well, look, nobody's prepared to represent this guy. So perhaps there's something in these allegations. Or they can, start incorrectly using procedures because there's nobody there to speak on my behalf like they are doing. It's a problem. And I only wish that the PCS were providing proper representation, which in my view they're not doing now. And one has to ask why.